because everyone, all together, if we're looking for average, we've got to include everybody. We wanted to be a family-friendly city, and so we set about to redevelop our city in really remarkable ways, to transform our city, the ways that we now get special attention from other communities who constantly come here to see how Chattanooga has been the most transformed city in America, how we went from most polluted to most desirable on almost everyone's list. And they sometimes don't see those other little details that perhaps the people who have special needs, those people in wheelchairs and others, see. Chattanooga has been transformed in many other ways, and we still have a lot of work to do. Just a little side note, years later, I was introduced to wheelchair basketball, and I found out that even though I'm over 6 feet tall and used to have a pretty good basketball shot, that there are people who are wheelchair bound that are a whole lot better at something like basketball played in that way than I am. They have special skills that they've managed to develop. And while wheelchair basketball might not be everybody's sport, it does show that people have special abilities which, if given the opportunity, they can put in play, and I use the term intentionally, in very special ways. Very recently, my wife had one of those occasions where people find themselves wheelchair bound. She'd never fallen and broken a bone before, and then in very close order she fell twice and first fractured her spine and then later fell and broke her hip. So she was in a wheelchair for a while, and she became one of those people who is the wheelchair police. She became a codes enforcement officer that I could not ignore. Any building that she went into, and she found that they didn't have handrails where they should have handrails, or they didn't have other facilities, or there were not curb cuts and such, she let me know it and said, "Why can't someone do something about this?" I said, "You should have been here 25 years ago and you would have seen a much different city." Well, that's just talking about one special need. What about others? When I came into office as mayor last term, again, Jill Hyman came to see me, and she brought photographs from 20 some odd years ago of me rolling around in a wheelchair, and she said, "You know, there's still a lot of additional work to do." And so with her encouragement and others, we created the Mayor's Council on Disability. And we created another special event which will occur October 3rd at the Chattanooga Zoo, Go Fest, which is for people of all abilities. Now, Go Fest has become something that applies particularly to children, not just wheelchair bound, but children who might be blind, or children who might be deaf, or children who might have other kinds of disabilities. I think we can use that term now. We've kind of gotten away from trying to be politically correct with one term or another and just call things as they are. If you have special needs, Go Fest is a time for you to enjoy the zoo. And of course, children enjoy a zoo in very special ways. And so they get to experience things that other children experience perhaps every day. And those of us who were fortunate enough, who had the God-given abilities that everyone considers normal, get to experience Chattanooga through their eyes, their ears, and their special needs for a short period of time. When I went to college, I had a roommate. We lived together for almost 4 years, and we got to know each other very well and became very close friends. And then when we graduated, we went off to different cities. We both married. We're both still married to the same women. In fact, I was his best man in his wedding more than 40 years ago. And a year or so after his marriage, he called me one night and he was distraught because he had just become a father and his child was a special needs child. And I said, Jack, he lives in Atlanta. I said, you need to move to Chattanooga. And he said, why? And I said, Chattanooga has better facilities. We're a smaller town. We're a town that has those special things that you're going to need as that child grows up. Well, he didn't take my advice on that, but the child now is over 40, still living at home with his parents, remarkably healthy in very many ways. He's a Down syndrome individual now, no longer a child. But he came to see me just a few weeks ago, and I drove him around Chattanooga and showed him all our special facilities and talked about our special schools and our special resources for dealing with people with special needs. And he sort of indicated that had he known all this, if he had seen it up close and personal, he might have taken a different attitude. But he was blown away by all the things that he saw in Chattanooga, the things that draw people to us. And with a person who has that special experience of having raised an individual as he has, who is now a person still functioning, still living at home, he saw Chattanooga through different eyes. You know, we're a fortunate community. We're fortunate to have a YMCA that takes on projects like the Sunshine Project. We're fortunate to have facilities to do things of this nature. And it reminds me, as I was sitting last night thinking about talking to you today, those other people with special needs that we think of in different ways. And you've heard it all before. You know, Franklin Roosevelt was wheelchair bound. At the time he was president, few people even knew that he was a paraplegic, but he was. And he certainly did okay. Stephen Hawking, great physicist, brilliant mind, person who has more special needs than any of us would hope we would ever be challenged with, and yet has continued to produce new thoughts, new insights, new theories, and just new thinking, because he's developed those special talents that are not affected by special need. I'm old enough to remember when Helen Keller was alive. Some of you know her only through history. And I remember when she would appear sometimes in places, and she had an interpreter with her, and you saw that a person who had all those limitations of being deaf and blind both from childhood, yet could grow up and be a very special gift to the civilization that surrounded her. And then there's some that are like Jack and Ann's special child, now 40, whose special resource is just to provide love in the family. And that is something that we really can't put a price to. But Chattanooga, with resources like the Sunshine Project, is a very special city. And developing and supporting the Sunshine Project and all of those special resources that we have, and continuing to transform and to refashion this city, and to remove barriers and to open up new opportunities for people with special needs is what we're all about. So, I just want to thank all of you who came today. I want to thank the sponsors who made this event today possible. I want you to encourage others throughout the year to support the Sunshine Project, to support the Y, and to particularly support those resources that make us a very special city, the most transformed city in America, and more a complete city for all of its citizens, and we believe the best mid-sized city in America. Thank you.